Welcome to Jimmy Bowen and Friends. Each week's episode features Jimmy Bowen and a special guest like John Barry, Buddy Jewell, Ty Herndon, and more. Today's guest is Danny Wells. Now, here's Jimmy Bowen.
I couldn't help but notice you're drinking along. My ballroom diagnosis says you've been done wrong. I can save you lots of time, bro. I can save you some cash. There ain't enough booze and bad blues to wash away the past. You can't drown regrets. You can't say bye to friends. Just when you think, well, they've gone under, they'll surface again. A river of whiskey and an ocean of gin won't help you, my friend, 'cause heartaches can float and memories can swim. Looking for the answers in a bottomless glass, pouring alcohol on heartaches like fighting fire with gas. You've got that bottle full of feel good and a shot of forgets, but it ain't gonna help. You'll end up killing yourself trying to drink it to death. Can't drown regrets. You can't say bye to friends. Just when you think, well, they've gone under, they'll surface again. A river of whiskey and an ocean of gin won't help you, my friend, 'cause heartaches can float and memories can swim. A river of whiskey and an ocean of gin won't help you, my friend, 'cause heartaches can float and memories can swim.
Thank you. And welcome to the show. We appreciate you folks being with us tonight, and we have got a special guest for you. The gentleman that's going to be with us tonight is a songwriter extraordinaire and performer. We got Danny Wells going to be with us tonight. We're looking forward to that. You guys hang out with us, and we'll be right back after these commercial messages.
There's more Jimmy Bowen and Friends coming up right after this short break. Welcome back to Jimmy Bowen and Friends.
Well, welcome back, folks. I tell you what, tonight we have a very special guest. This gentleman here is a great performer and a heck of a songwriter. When you hear what he has written, you're going to be astounded. I know I am. He's a great writer. Please make welcome Mr. Danny Wells. Danny. Wonderful to have you, my friend. This is
Thanks so much. Cool to be in with you, Jimmy.
This gentleman here has had over 15 million. That's a number. 15 million times played on the radio. Man, dude. Now, with that, which has been the one that's been mostly played?
Without a doubt, it's Check Yes or No.
Check Yes or No.
I belong to BMI, Broadcast Music Incorporated, and they certify songs. So every time it gets 1 million airplays, they give you a certificate. So the last one I got was 6. And the cool thing about it, Jimmy, was it was 15 years in town before I got my first cut, and that was it. And that is George Strait's most played song on the radio.
Wow, man. That's
a blessing.
That is crazy.
Took a while.
Well, now your song, Yes or No, George Strait cut it. You got you were talking about the certificates. A lot of people don't know how that works. How did all that come about? You kind of started on the subject a little earlier, but how did
How did we write it?
How did you write it? And how did it come about?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden,
Well, Dana walked in with a piece of paper one day with these words on it: cut off blue jeans and an old tire swing. I remember well. We carved our names in a Georgia pine, then we underlined forever. Jimmy, we didn't use those words for the song. We didn't use any of them, but it got us in the mood to write about young love. So we wrote this song and got together the second day, and she talked about moving this one little phrase, to the chorus. So we did, and we put it on a cassette tape, and the song plugger took it over to Irv Woolsey's office and dropped it in a box for somebody, and I actually got in the wrong box, in George Strait's box, and he heard it and he liked it, and he had to get some executive decision, so he went down to Texas and he played it for his little son Bubba, going to school. How kids can be in the morning. He said, "Son, I need you to play this song." So he played him that Dana and I had wrote on our cassette tape. He played it for him, and Bubba crossed his arms. He said, "Dad, I didn't want to like it, but I have to say that's a cool song." So I always like to say, "Thank you, Lord, thank you, George, and thank you, Bubba."
That is so great. Now, you're going to do that right now, right?
Yes, sir.
You're going to do that.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Mr. Danny Wells.
Thank you, Jimmy.
It started way back in third grade. I used to sit beside Emmylou Hayes, a pink dress, a matching bow, and a ponytail. She kissed me on the school bus, told me not to tell. Next day I chased her around the playground, across the monkey bars to the merry-go-round. Then Emmylou got caught passing me a note. Before the teacher could, I read what she wrote. Do you love me? Do you want to be my friend? And if you do, well then don't be afraid to take me by the hand. If you want to, I think this is how it'll go. Check yes or no. She's my wife, still like two kids with stars in our eyes. Ain't much changed, I still chase Emmylou up and down the hall, around the bed in our room. Last night I took her out in a white limousine. 20 years together, she still gets to me. Can't believe it's been that long ago that we got started with just a little love. Do you love me? Do you want to be my friend? And if you do, well then don't be afraid to take me by the hand. If you want to, I think this is how it'll go. Take it slow.
Don't go away. Jimmy Bowen and Friends will be right back. Welcome back to Jimmy Bowen and Friends.
Danny, that was awesome. Man,
Thank you so much. And thank you, Bubba.
that was such a that's. I'm just amazed at songwriting. That's something I don't feel like I have, but I just love songwriting. That is so great. Now you're involved in congressional efforts for songwriters, right?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, the government decides how much songwriters' money that we make, and there are laws that talk about that. But those laws are out of date because we don't have physical CDs anymore. We don't have cassette tapes. We don't have a physical product. We have streaming. So I was on the board of the Nashville Songwriters Association International for, I don't know, over 15 years. And we worked together with NMPA, which is the National Music Publishers Association. And we went to D.C. and we'd meet with congressmen. We'd meet with senators. And we had a plan, and we introduced the bill with a congressman and a senator. And we worked on that. And I was just proud and happy that it was a team effort for everybody, you know, and for the American songwriter for the future, that we passed the Music Modernization Act, and the Senate signed it and President signed it, and it's working today for songwriters. So.
Great. That is great. Well, now
Bart Herbison's the executive director over there, and he worked really hard to make that happen.
Yeah.
And David Israelite for NMPA.
Well, that's great. I'm glad that's a huge achievement for you guys. Because
Yes, sir.
to me, without the song, there's no music. You gotta have the song.
Well, I gotta have a great voice like yours, a high voice.
Well, I don't know about
which I
that,
can
but
sing.
thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, but thank you. Now, These Days, you wrote These Days, a big, huge hit for Rascal Flatts. This was their first hit?
First number one
hit,
yeah.
wasn't it? So how'd that song come about? And did you get as lucky with Bubba and George with this one? Or tell us that story.
Well, I had written for 4 years for a company called Almo Irving. Herb Alpert, remember that guy with Tijuana Breast? Herb Alpert and Jerry Moss had a company, A&M Records in L.A., and they wanted to be in the country music business or the publishing business, so they had a company called Almo Irving, and I wrote there for 4 years. And then I moved on over and I wrote for Sony, but a song plugger, Scott Gunter from Almo Irving, asked me if I wanted to write with one of their international writers, Steve Robson from London. So he came in town, and he and I got together, and we connected with Jeffrey Steele, and it just all together, when it was done, it was just something that was amazing. It does what songs are supposed to do, tell a story in the country music business, right? Told a story, and it had a little pop feel from Steve, and Jeffrey's an amazing writer, and we just all worked together. And over at my publishing company, we had the A&R guy, and they liked the song, and Rascal Flatts, they're just a wonderful group, and it just kind of worked for them. It's just like a gift from the man upstairs. Sometimes it all works, and that's one of the times. So.
Yeah, that's a great song. Now you're gonna do that tonight?
Yes, sir.
You're gonna do that one, right?
Sir.
Here it is, These Days. The writer, Mr. Danny Wells.
Thank you. Hey, baby, is that you? Wow, your hair got so long. Yeah, I love it. I really do. Norma Jean, ain't that the song we'd sing in the car, driving downtown, top down, taking rounds, checking out the bands on Doheny Avenue. Well, life throws you curves, and you learn to swerve. Me, I swung in a mist, and the next thing you know, I'm reminiscing, dreaming old dreams, wishing no wish, like you would be back again. And I wake up, and teardrops, they fall down like rain, and I put on that old song we danced to, and then I head off to my job. Yes, not much has changed. Punch the clock, head home, check the phone, just in case. Go to bed, dream of you. That's what I'm doing.
that's what I'm doing. Someone told me after college you ran off to Vegas, married a rodeo cowboy. Wow, that ain't the girl I knew. Me, I've been a few places, mostly here and there, once or twice. Still sort of not alike, but I'm doing all right. Yeah, it's good to see you too. Well, hey girl, you're late, and those planes, well, they don't wait. But if you ever come back around this sleepy old town, promise me you'll stop in and see an old friend. Until then, and I wake up and teardrops that fall down like rain, and I put on that old song we danced to, and then I head off to my job. It's not much has changed, but it's a clock. Head for home, check the phone, just in case. Go to bed, dream of you. That's what I'm doing these days. And I wake up and teardrops fall down like rain, and I put on that old song we danced to, and then I head off to my job. There's not much has changed, but it's a clock. Head for home, check the phone, just in case. Go to bed, dream of you. That's what I'm doing.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with more Jimmy Bowen and Friends in just a moment. Welcome back to Jimmy Bowen and Friends.
Well, welcome back. Well, what did you think about Danny Wells? Woo! Man, I wish I could write like that dude does. Man. Think he'll give us some songs.
Be nice.
Be nice, wouldn't it? Well, we're going to invite him over for dinner one night and just get him to give us some songs, getting that hook box of his. Anyway, what a great guy, and it's a pleasure having him on the show. We are going to end the show tonight with a song that was written by a good friend of mine named Carl Jackson. And Carl's written a lot of songs here in Nashville, and he sent me this song, and I liked it, and we hope you enjoy it. And we're going to say goodnight to you guys and look forward to you on the next show, one called Tennessee Girl.
Sometimes I can't believe a country boy like me could wind up on the streets of L.A. I left green fields and streams for bright lights and dreams, and lately I just dream of yesterday. In my mind I still see a 40-acre farm, an old tin-roof house beneath the pines, and a girl at 21 with auburn hair and southern charm that I'd wish I'd never left behind. Oh, Tennessee girl, you ever think of me? This fantasy world can't erase your memory. Oh, I miss you, my Tennessee girl. I remember southern nights with the full moon shining bright through the windows of that old Chevrolet. We parked beneath the stars, and I'd hold her in my arms for hours while the radio played. But she's in Tennessee, and I'm still in LA. Tonight our worlds are so far apart. May hold her here in my arms again, but I'll hold her forever in my heart. Oh, Tennessee girl, you'll always be a part of me. This fantasy world can't erase your memory. I miss you, my Tennessee